Good morning, Alcove. Exciting day today. We are going kayaking, and I am so excited. We're going to try and go somewhere new today. We always go to the river, to the little island for doers. I think we might go to Moreau today instead. But I've been thinking this morning, and I want to talk about this because it is important, so listen here. I am guilty of this, and I think a lot of people are guilty of this. But when you start to consciously work on this instead of putting others down, I think it's a beautiful thing. So when you look at someone's life and they are not on the right path and they are negative and they say things that are just out of the box, and you see their life and they are just not in a good place, and they never are, and they are not reliable, and they look like they're falling apart, and just a mess. We shouldn't be speaking ill of them behind their back. We shouldn't be doing that, right? And I know everybody does this in one way or another, and it's just, you need to look at that person and understand that they haven't done the work on themselves. They are not understanding their life and where they're at. I think we need to have more compassion and look at those situations with a little more compassion rather than just instantly going to putting them down, and maybe instead wish them healing, wish them clarity, wish them better health, better mental health, better physical health, instead of constantly talking shit, right? I mean, when you're with your friends and you're venting because you're frustrated, I think we can try to have a little more compassion in those scenarios. Like, sometimes you need to get it out. Sometimes you need to vent and get a clearer response from someone else and see the situation in a different way, and get their advice to see if you're crazy or if what you're thinking is incorrect, right? And I'm not saying that that's not okay. I mean, sometimes you need that outsider's perspective to know that you are correct and you're thinking in the right way. But I think we also need to see that that person is ill and they're not thinking correctly, and you can not forgive their actions, not forgive what they've said or done, but forgive that person because they are stuck in that situation, right? And forgive and hope that they turn around, and hope that they start thinking differently, and hope that they realize what life is truly about and start correcting their actions. And maybe at some point they will, but you can't force someone into that either. You can't force someone to heal and want that for themselves. They have to want it. You can't make them want it. And that's hard, right? It is hard and it is frustrating. And you want that person to realize that there's better, and why are they acting this way, and all of the things. But that person could be dealing with a whole lot of guilt, a whole lot of, emotion or addictions or whatever the case. And I think a lot of people jump to, oh, that person doesn't care about their lives. They're just destroying themselves. They don't do anything. They're lazy. They're going to be that way forever. F that person. But really, you should wish them healing and forgiveness and hope that they get to a better place, right? And you can put up your boundaries and say, I don't want you in my life anymore until you decide to change, and that's fine. And communicating those boundaries, that's the healthy way to do it, right? Instead of talking shit and, like I said, just being negative. You got to get rid of that negativity. And I have been very much so trying to implement this into my own life and realize that that person is just hurting, and that person is in pain, and that person is not in the right state of mind to even be thinking the way that I'm thinking. So, yes, you should put up those boundaries and take your time with it and think into it before reacting and before passing judgments, right? And, that's another thing. Like, in this world that we live in, there's these stages that we always, or just, thoughts in general that are placed upon us in life. Like, you graduate high school, oh, now it's time to go to college. Oh, you're done with college? Okay, you need to find a person, get married, have kids, this, by a certain age, and that's just how it should be. No, not everyone's life looks like that. Not everyone lives their life that way, right? And it just doesn't happen that way. And every single person on this planet has had different experiences and different lives, and no two people are going to have the exact same life. Okay? So, like, for me, for instance, I haven't had kids yet, which I am totally okay with, because you can have kids in a lot of different ways, right? I mean, at some point, maybe I'll meet someone with kids, or maybe I want to adopt at one point. Or, yeah, there's people out there that cannot have children that adopt or become foster parents, or there's so many different ways that life can play out. And I think sometimes we dwell on those set standards that have been set all our lives. Oh, if you're not on this path, then there's something wrong with you. No, there's nothing wrong with you. You're living your life the way that it's supposed to be led. That's just your story. This is the way your story is going. So I think we need to have more compassion looking at other people's lives and realizing that they're on their path. Maybe some point they will wake up and see that there's more to life than what they're living, but you can't force that on someone, and you shouldn't be judging them. Just let them live their life. At some point, maybe they do become a better person, and they find you and they apologize and they say, this is who I was back then, and it's not who I am anymore, and I'm sorry for the way I acted, and move on, But yeah, I think we really need to look at that more often and look at our own actions and the things that we say. Our words are very much, they have energy, right? Our words have meaning. And if you're not speaking in a positive manner, or at least trying to better yourself in that way, then it's always negative. And I'm so sick of the negativity. Like, there's no reason for it in this life. It is literally just biases that were placed on us throughout our lives. And there's no reason for it. There's no reason for jealousy. There's no reason for hate. And I think people need to look at that more clearly on a daily basis. Think about that. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's other ways to look at this. So comment below. Let me know what you think. Me and Doors are about to have an amazing freaking day today. It's supposed to be 80 degrees, sunny. I have a whole bunch of veggies I'm going to grill tonight on the grill. Oh, I can't wait with quinoa. I am so excited, and we're going to have an awesome day out on the boat, and I'm sure I will videotape some of it and share it with you guys. So, we love you. Follow, share, like, comment. I will see you in the next one. Have the most beautiful, amazing day today. Love you guys.